Hello and welcome to the channel. We'll talk about all things card games and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today I'm going to be going through the brand new Choco starter deck cards. Now, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you enjoy this video, please let me know by hitting that like button, and please consider becoming a member by hitting that join button down below, and check out my other socials on Twitch, on X, and on Discord. Those links in the description, but let's jump straight in. So we've already covered IMA and Akayu, but we've still got the third start deck coming with the Quintet Spectrum set, the Choco start deck. And today I'm going to be covering the Choco themed cards as well as the spots. And what I will be doing as well, I will be creating a YouTube short and TikTok for the generic supports that have been confirmed for these start decks now. So make sure you check out my YouTube shorts and also check my TikTok out, I guess. But without further ado, let's jump straight in. Starting off with the Choco Oshi, it is a 5-life purple, which is the first time we are seeing purple as a colour in Hololive OCG with set 2. And again, very similar to the other Oshis that we revealed for the start decks, it's got a Oshi skill for 2 holo power, purple mic, which if your center holo member is also purple, their arts gains 20 power until the end of turn. And the SP Oshi skill for 1 cost, card change, which this is new because we've not really seen what purple does yet. And I think we're going to be seeing a fair bit of deck manipulation, drawing and things like that. Her Oshi skill is you may pay 1 to draw 2 and discard 1. Just a +1 to hand for 1 holo power. Yeah, okay. Might be okay. I don't know. Moving on to the debuts, the Unlimited is pretty standard for what we're seeing in these start decks. 100 HP, 30 power for 1 of any cheer. Pretty normal now. It's alright. Moving on to our collab effect debuts, the first one is if your Oshi holo member is purple, you may draw a card from your deck when you collab, and it's also got a 1 purple, 1 any color attack for 30 damage. Yeah, this card's good. Like, as long as you're running a purple Oshi, if you're going with Kali or Shion or Oshi Choco for the start deck, a random +1 on a debut collab is kind of good. And the second one is actually really flavorful in my opinion. So it's got the collab effect that you may archive a card from your hand for the following effect, reveal an event with food from your deck and put it into your hand and then shuffle your deck. And then the art is called Please Eat a Lot for 1 purple, dealing 20 damage. I kind of like this actually. Like, the collab effect is called Hellish Portion Rice. Again, it's all about the cooking side of Choco, especially for Omu Rice. And yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, we're seeing now that events are starting to have tags put on them. We've seen it with the Shion Magic cards. We're also seeing it with the food events here with Choco. Again, this could be really good. We will go into the events with food, so we'll see how they are in this deck, but whether there'll be more in the main set, we don't know yet. However, this is okay. Again, I like this. It's a tutor for a discard 1. It's a ditch 1, add 1. It's kind of good. Moving on to our first blooms, the vanilla to start with. It's got 2 arts. It's got 1 for 1 purple for 20 damage, and the second one for 1 purple and 1 any color for 40 damage. 140 HP. Compared to the other first vanillas we've seen, this is weak. This is really weak. Looking at Akayu, it was 170 HP and it was doing a 30 and a 50 power arts. So this is really weak. So maybe there's a little bit of a power debuff on purple because of the, you know, the drawing manipulation or the deck manipulation. Like, you might run it because it's 140 HP, but honestly, I would rather take the next one, which I'm going to cover in a moment, for slightly or 10 less HP. So the next first bloom has a single art for 1 purple, 1 any color for 30 damage, and when it deals damage to one of your opponent's holomem, for each 10 damage dealt by this holomem, it gains 10 HP. So if you deal 30 damage, you heal 30 damage. This is what I mean by why would you not just run this first bloom? I mean, yes, it's got 10 less HP to start with, sure. Yes, it does 10 less damage than the highest attack on the vanilla. However, when you're healing back the hit you're taking, it's a net change of 60 damage. That's kind of really good, right? Am I the only one thinking that's really good, right? The Idol Outfit Choco has a bloom effect where you may return a non-limited event from your archive to your hand, and it has a 2 any color attack for 30 damage, and it then restores 20 HP from one of your back holomems. Again, is this just me, or is this card really good? Like, being able to get a non-limited event back to your hand, that could be really, really good. Yes, it can't get your gravity events, sure, but there are other cool events that already exist in the game, such as Holofan Circle, I'll Leave It To You, the Switch card, just to name a couple. I think this card is really good. Purple's looking quite strong. And finally, of course, we have the first Buzz that we're seeing in all of our start decks, the Choco First Bloom Buzz, and it has 230 HP, which is pretty strong. For a Buzz. I think the highest ones we've seen are 240 so far, and this has 1 purple, 1 any color for 40 damage, and it also has 2 purple, 1 any color for 60 plus damage, where you may return 1 event with food in your archive to your hand, and if you do, deal an extra 20 damage. So not only do you get a +1 back to your hand, providing you got the event with food, but you're also doing an extra 20 damage for doing so, so you're getting double rewarded here? I mean, we're still to look at the food events, but this is really good. I don't like how good this is. Actually, like, purple's looking really strong. And the final Choco Holomem is, of course, her second bloom, which has 2 attacks again. So it has a 1 purple, 1 any color for 50 damage with an advantage to green plus 50. And also we have the second one, which is 2 purple, 1 any color, again plus 50 advantage to green with 60 plus as its actual main art damage. And for each event card you've played this turn, this art gains 40 power. Again, why does this seem really good? Like, if you can spam non-limited events and also play a limited event, you could be playing 2 to 3 events in a turn, especially when you can cycle them back with the bloom effect of the first idle Choco. Like, this could be doing 180 damage in 1 swing, whilst you're also playing events which are going to plus you in some way as well. It just seems good. Like, every Choco card I've looked at so far, bar 1 or 2, look really good. I really need to test this out. Moving on to the spots of the deck, we have Subaru, which has the collab effect. If your center Holomem is Choco, you may send 1 cheer from your archive to any of your Holomems, and it has a 2 colorless cheer, 20 damage attack. The collab effect is kind of good. Again, as long as you're running Choco, Subaru's pretty good. It's only 60 HP though, which is kind of the problem, but sure, it's okay. And the other spot is, of course, Luna, where it has the collab effect that you get to look at your holo power cards, reveal 1, put it to your hand, and then you may put a card from your hand into your holo power, very similar to the debut Iris from the first start deck. And it has a 1 sheer any color for 10 damage attack. It's got 60 HP. I believe the Iris had exactly the same stats, but for 50 HP. So in that case, it's got 10 extra HP. Kind of nice. And the fact that you've got the healing mechanic with your first blooms is really, really good. Do you run this though? I mean, obviously if you only buy 1 deck, of course you do, but I'm not convinced that it's 100% necessary. It depends on how relevant that holo power manipulation becomes later on in the game. Moving on to the support cards, we have Super Choco Luna, which is a once per turn limited gravity event just for Choco, Luna, and Subaru. Does what it says on the tin. We've seen these gravity events a lot now. Good card is good, and it's an event, which really helps. We then have our food event, which is the Choco Omodice, which is when you play this card, you can choose 1 of your Holomems. That Holomem heals 20 damage, and then if there is a Holomem with cooking on stage, it also gains an additional 20 power to its arts. So you're healing 20 and you're dealing an extra 20 damage on an event with food. If you can loop this card, oh boy. So not only would you be doing potentially 180 because of, you know, playing multiple events, if you target the second Bloom Choco with this, even if it doesn't heal damage, you're dealing extra 20 damage. So you could push this to 200, 220, even 240 damage on a single attack. That's terrifying. We have not seen an attack do that apart from the second Bloom Peko, which to guarantee that 240 damage, you have to use the Lucky Rabbit skill on the Yoshi to make sure all your dice rolls are 6, or you have to just be very bloody lucky. And we also have the Chocolate mascot, which the Holomem with this mascot gains an additional 20 HP. Really good. And if it is attached to a Choco and it's not locked by bloom requirement on this, it's just Choco. It gains the following effect. When the holomem that this mascot is attached to blooms, heal 20 damage to that holomem. Again, it seems really good. Out of the 3 decks, Choco is most certainly the strongest by a significant margin. And like I said, I will be doing a separate TikTok short or YouTube short on the generic supports, but for this one, as they're announced, I'll just show you what they are. You got 4 Nodika, 2 Mana-chan, 2 Amazing PC, 2 Basic PC or Ordinary PC, and also 2 I'll Leave It To You. That is a stacked generic support line. That's really good. Like, this is really solid. It's scarily solid. Like, if this is the start deck for purple, just imagine what it'll be like once we get the actual main booster set for purple. I can't remember if Choco's getting an Oshi in the main set. So can confirm she's not getting an Oshi in the main set, but she is getting holo members. So again, could be really relevant, and I suppose that we'll also see some more food events. Obviously the start deck only gives you the Ombre Dice, but I can imagine that there will be at least another event which has the food trait. I genuinely think the Choco core is the best start deck core that we have seen so far. Definitely within set 2. I dare to say even more than the set 1 start deck, the Azuki Sora. Genuinely, this start deck is really strong, and the cards that come out in set 2 are only going to support it a bit more. I think we might see some Choco down the line. I genuinely do. I am actually very impressed with the lineup for the Choco cards. But what do you think about the Choco cards? Let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on the deck. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy what we do here, please let me know by hitting that like button. Check out my other socials on Twitch, on X, on Discord, those links in the description, and please consider becoming a member of the channel, supporting us, and hitting that join button down below. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!